and welcome to Round Robin. I'm your host, Robin McCormick with the City of Hampton, and today we are going to go over some wonderful programs that our library system has, especially for kids. We'll talk to you adults another time, but this time it's all about bringing the kids. My guests are Eric Wilson and Cedric Clark. Welcome.
Thank you.
And Eric, you're the children's librarian at the main branch.
Yes.
And Cedric, you're representing the Phoebus branch where you don't really get to specialize. You don't have a children's librarian necessarily.
Right.
You guys do everything.
Yes.
You are the community branch of the library system. All in one place, everything you need. You guys are too, but you're so much bigger. Well, let me ask you this.
Yes.
Do kids read today? I mean, you see all these things about kids and technology. Do they sit down with books still?
Yes, they do. They still check out books. And we actually have a Battle of the Books program that we do with the schools. We have two different age groups. We have 4th and 5th grade, and we have middle school. So what they do is they read different books, and they are asked questions about it, and it's a competition. So it's a good way to make it competitive while also reading.
I think, that competitive thing tends to motivate kids a lot. The accelerated reader program in the elementary schools, the summer reading programs, where you check off how many books you've read, and those kinds of things, sort of keep it going.
Absolutely.
How do you get little kids interested in books?
Well, we have 3 story times at the main library. We start out with Baby Garden, which is birth to 23 months old. So what that...
Do they ever sit still?
Well, the parents try to keep them still.
You have some help.
But what they do for that was they really do a lot of sensory. So a lot of feeling different types of materials. They have music to help with listening and syllables. And we also have story times where they would listen to some stories. And we would have like Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. And there's stars up on the ceiling that come on and it stimulates them. And
That's fun.
That's the highlight of the Baby Garden program.
Well, it is so important to get kids used to books and get kids loving books at that crazy young age.
Right, because we want them to build on it throughout. So once they finish the Baby Garden at 23 months, from ages 24 months to 35 months, we have the Terrific Toddlers program. And that's more structured. The parents still go in with them, but they get to listen to a picture book story while also doing more rhymes and crafts. So
again, they don't sit still, but you make it so they don't really have to sit still the whole time.
Exactly. And then once that's done, they go to the Preschool Pals program, which is for ages 3 to 5, and that's where we get them ready for school. So the parents are more in the background. They don't go in with the children, but they have a more structured, once again, with the book, picture book, and then they do more of a book to film, where they'll read a book and then watch the movie and compare and contrast the two.
I will say, I think, I'm old, my kids have grown up, but when I was a kid, we read those sort of traditional children's books, picture story, but as I have babysat my younger friends' kids, they a lot of times come into stories through movies, through the characters on TV, and you got to hook them in that way, but they're familiar with it. Not that my kids didn't read some of that, but it's a real change in that I think a lot of kids are video first and then get into books versus books to the movies. So
yes, exactly, and it's a good way to actually show them the difference between a book and a movie, even though they're the same subject. It gives them a chance to engage with listening and reading, watching the movie, and then taking the text and comparing it to what the video is.
So you guys do that with them?
Yes.
I gotta say though, I'm just such a purist. When you read the book first, you have in your mind, you're using your imagination more. And if you've seen, Frozen or whatever, and you're reading the book about Frozen, you're just sort of, I guess, there's some imagination involved, but it's almost replaying in your mind instead of creating.
Right. Well, what they do is they read the book first, and then they watch the movie after. So that way they can get both types of information input there.
That sounds like fun. Now, one of the things I found when my kids are little, kids blow through books. Like, it is expensive to keep a kid in book. You want some picture books that are, that you come back to from time to time or that have deep inner meaning. But if you can go to the library, how many children's books can you check out at a time?
You can check out the 30 items total.
Holy cow. I don't know that we ever did that much, but it's just, it doesn't make sense sometimes to buy enough books to keep a reader in stock.
Exactly.
You've got to be able to change them out. Do you see that makes a lot of difference? Do you work with kids when they come in?
It does make a difference. I think one of the bigger things at Phoebus with the children's books, a lot of the children, they want the books and the DVDs. So they want the book and they want to match up the DVD and the book. So kind of similar to what Eric was saying, like a lot of the kids are really into the movies, and I think the parents are more so into the books. So they have to check them both out.
The parents want the kids to be. But it's also, parents a lot of times need the ability to cook dinner or clean, and having your kid watch a video is not the worst thing in the world, especially if you're using it also to promote reading. So that's actually a really smart combination. Well, what are some of the other programs that you guys offer for kids?
We offer Lego Club every fourth Saturday of the month at the main library from 10:45 to noon. And what that is a different subject every month that they can build Legos. And we'll have different books to display where they can help generate more ideas. Like, I want to build books on sports today. Let's look up some football or basketball. It kind of opens up the door to different topics. And after they build their creation, they put it on the front table. We take a picture of it and put it on our Lego Club blog.
Oh, that's fun. Again, it is, kids don't like to sit still for very long. So using your hands and listening to stories or talking about books, can all feed in together.
Exactly.
So what ages are your Lego Club?
It's 12 and under.
Okay.
So for the little ones, we want the parents with them because they have little small Legos. So,
Yeah.
But it's open to anyone 12 and under.
Okay. All right. What else you got, Eric?
We also have the Pause to Read program, which is the third Saturday of every month at noon. And that's where children come in and they can practice reading to train therapy dogs.
I find that just really fascinating. And I think, my kids used to have conversations with the dogs or lie on the floor with the dogs, and it just sort of happened naturally. Why do you think it works?
Well, that way they can practice reading without being judged.
Whereas an adult will be like, you pronounced that wrong,
exactly.
Or you missed that word.
And it gives them a chance to really practice saying the words, becoming more fluent, more comfortable reading the books. And they have a friend there that was not going to judge them, that's going to really just listen to them.
How many kids do that? Like, how many kids can you hold?
For the Pause to Read, we usually have about 6 or so, 7. But it varies from month to month.
But you could take more, people would just take turns, I guess. Okay.
Yes, that's correct. And also we have for teens, we have Teen Advisory Board too. So we get them involved in the community. They volunteer, they come in, they get volunteer hours so they can put on their resume for colleges. And we use them to help with our big programs that we have going on throughout the year.
Oh, that's nice. Okay. You guys also have special programs in the summers.
Yes.
And kids need to not lose those reading skills. They build up a certain momentum going through the school year, and then if they're just left to their own devices to sit home and watch TV or videos or even hopefully play outside, they still need to keep reading. How do you all do that?
Exactly. We have the summer reading program, which lasts from June 17th to July 29th this year. And what we do is we have different incentives for them to read throughout the summer. So they'll have coupons, little freebies that they get, but it encourages them to read throughout the summer so they keep up those skills. So when they go back to school the next year, they're not behind. So it helps them with the learning curve for starting out the new school year.
And that's a program where you don't have to necessarily come downtown to the main branch.
Right, that's at all the libraries.
Yeah, so Cedric, let's talk about the 3 branches and how, do you have kids who walk in? I mean, with their parents if they're young, but I know a lot of kids who will tell me that they used to walk to the library, even when they were in middle school and it was, mile and a half away.
I would imagine that it's probably very similar at the other branches, Willow Oaks, Northampton. Me being at Phoebus, I know we have a lot of children that walk into the library. We have a neighborhood surrounding the library. So they walk into the library. A lot of them are coming into the library because they want to use the computers. And a lot of them have devices where they want to connect to the Wi-Fi.
Oh,
so,
right.
We have a lot of children that come into the library to use technology more so than checking out items. They check out items, but at Phoebus, the technology is a big thing. So Wi-Fi and computers, they definitely.
And that, some of that is for fun, but some of that is for learning. I mean, I think kids who don't have Wi-Fi at home and don't have, those assets, that's how you look stuff up. That's how you learn stuff these days. Do you guys have, and I know the library in general has ebooks, but does that reach down to the middle school, high school level at least?
Yes, we do have children's books too for ebooks.
Do you? Okay, because last time I talked, hadn't gotten there yet, but I just think that's this huge growing amount of how people read.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm not there yet. Are you there?
With the ebooks? Yes, I have an iPad and I like it.
I read one book on my iPad, but I'm not sure. It's different.
It
I
is.
want to be at the beach. I want to be outside. I want to be turning pages somehow.
It's very different.
Right. It's a whole different experience.
So, but also in the summer, if kids come in either to the main branch or to the main library, one of the branches, you guys have activities for them too.
We have activities, just as Eric was saying, we have different events for summer reading. Same process works as it would at the main library. We have performers. Our performers are coming on different days, obviously, because they're rotating throughout the branches. At Phoebus, we will have some storytime events during the day over the summer, and we will have some other crafty events for children during the summer reading program.
And that's nice too, because if you're going to come in every week, it's nice for that library to function as your community center. Your neighborhood library. The main library is wonderful. You've got resources that you cannot match in the smaller branches. But for people to come in, see the folks they know, see their neighborhood, make those community connections is really huge. And to start that with younger kids as well.
Absolutely.
So if the summer reading program, if kids read all their books or meet their goals, do they get cool stuff?
Yes.
Yes, they do.
There are a lot of cool prizes.
Yes.
Gift cards, coupons, a lot of cool things.
So do you guys have to go out and get all that donated?
Yes, we have different organizations that will donate to us, and we can give them to the children, and it's just a way to get them to keep coming into the library and reading throughout the summer. So people are happy to donate.
Okay, are there other things, one of the things I remember my kid late in life, like high school, had to do a research project, and he's like, Mom, I can't use online resources. I can't use any online resources. I have to have real books. I'm like, so? He's like, I don't know how to do that. I mean, kids don't realize it's a big gap, really.
It is. Now, we do have reference materials in the library that they can use. They don't check out, but you can research. Use that as a printed source. And we can show them how to use those sources if they're not familiar with them.
Well, and in terms of, I think they made him read a biography or an autobiography. I mean, certain nonfiction resources that you can check out as well, and that are scaled age appropriate.
Yes, we do. We have a wide variety of those that they can check out too. And if they need help locating them, we'll be happy to help them with it.
That's great.
We assist with those types of things as well. We have a lot of people in the Phoebus community that are in school, but they're not as tech savvy. So we walk them through how to access it. Maybe databases that we have or databases that are maintained by their school, but we walk them through how to locate information and how to compile sources for their research. So yes, we work we're very hands-on with those people that are not comfortable with technology and they're in school.
And that, that is what's wonderful about the library. You can come in, know what you want, be on a list, you let us know the book is in, you come in, you check it out, you leave. You can be someone who comes in and reads periodicals and sits, or someone who uses the computer. There's this huge range, and you can get whatever assistance you need, like, help picking out books, advice on books, or a lot of little kids just look at the covers and know what they want. You guys work to suit what the audience needs.
Absolutely.
Yes, that's what we're here for.
Now, how can people stay up with your programs? How do we know when the program starts or how to register? Because you do a lot of times people to register ahead, right?
Yes, we do. We make flyers. We have calendars at the main library. That we also post on Facebook, on our Facebook page. And you can always contact the children's department and we'll sign you up for the various programs that you would like to sign up for.
The library is one of those this is horrible to say, but one of those last places that really deals in paper. I mean, you can come by and pick up a flyer.
But
And
we also have, as Eric stated, we post almost everything on Facebook. So anyone that's interested in anything about any of our programs, they can find it on our Facebook. All the branches have Facebook pages, so you can search us by the name of the branch, Phoebus Branch Library, Hampton Public Library for the system library. So all of the information is on Facebook.
And that makes it a little easier for parents to keep up, I think, to know what's going on, is to be able to check that real quickly in your phone while you're waiting outside the school to pick up your kid.
Right.
You're in the pickup line or waiting for your lunch at, the counter or whatever. So that makes it very, very easy. All right, do you guys want to add anything that I've forgotten to ask you about? I probably haven't hit all your programs.
That's the majority of them.
Okay. Well, thank you. And people who want to know more, you guys are very friendly faces. I think they'll walk into the branches and look for you and know that they can get that one-on-one assistance if they're not sure what they need.
Definitely.
Thank you guys for coming by.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching. I hope you will take advantage of some of these wonderful free, if I didn't mention that before, free programs for kids and resources to help them reading, give them the start for school, and keep them up in the summers that they need so much. Thanks for watching.